Hello, friends and family from around the world. This is Mike with Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on January 11th, 2022. Welcome to another surviving day on the planet, and welcome to the Daily Do. Having a quick update here on space weather, world weather, earthquakes, and volcanoes. Last 48 hours on the sun. That large sunspot now getting ready for an Earth-facing position. One is outgoing. And we've got another one in the northern hemisphere of the sun. So still pretty active sun. Start of solar cycle 25. Quick look here, the last 48 hours incoming. That's a pretty big plasma filament to be taking off from that sunspot on the left. Looking at outgoing imagery here. We did have another CME shot out, but in the same direction as yesterday's solar flare. I'm pretty sure it was a flare. The second one was a CME. Another quick look here at the sunspot groupings. Complexity of the large one coming in most likely won't fire. It may have already done its firing away on the backside of the sun now that it is cresting. Having a look here at plasma taken off from the sun, creating an illusion of these large spheres, opposite sides of the sun. Another light here, and we can see the coronal hole, which is the dark black region forming along the equator of the sun. Quick look here at ISWA Space Prediction Spiral. 1, 2 space events right towards Parker Solar Probe. They're definitely going to be getting some data from those as they were shot right at the satellite. Having a look at LASCO 2 and 3 for the past 6 hours. No new events. Venus is that bright star top right. Real-time solar wind, we're sitting at about 364 kilometers per second. Definitely down from the last couple days as we were up a couple days ago to a KP of 5. Geomagnetic activity remains low as well. Flare class remains low. Sunspot number progression, just something I wanted to share with you. We are already almost double the predicted values. Schumann resonance for today. Blackout has ended. And now with a sharp power of 25, which doesn't surprise me after all of the activity across the planet today. A large hum across the Earth as plates were shifting, I'm sure. Having a look here the last 24 hours, and this is why we did have a very large earthquake this morning. If you haven't seen the video already, 6.8 earthquake in Nikolsky, Russia, 22-kilometer depth, and that was quickly followed there by a 6.6, and you've seen about 15 aftershocks through the region, as well minor activity up into Elaniva and Fox River. That is a lot of activity coming out of Alaska as forecasted. Across the North American plate, no major earthquakes to report. Rare one in Tennessee, minor at that. Overlooking Hawaii, minor activity as well, 2.9, largest through the region, 33-kilometer depth. Quick look at the caldera as, that cone did spew out some more lava today. And the pool seems to be growing to the other side. Most likely see this whole thing active here very shortly. Overlooking Central America, 4.4 here to report in Camacho, Mexico, as well as 4.6 and a 4.2 in Haiti. Pretty rare earthquake. 4.8 here, Mid-Atlantic Ridge. South America, San Antonio de los Cobros, Argentina, 213-kilometer depth, 4.9, as well as 4.4 there, Calama, Chile. 4.9 here to report South Sandwich Islands, active microvolcano there. As well, Greece, Malati, Greece seeing a 4.5, and as well, Florina again with a 4.4, 4.7 here in Gwadar, Pakistan, the Arabian Plate, as noted in the last couple of videos. 4.3 there, Xinjiang, China, and quiet across Indonesia, Philippines, only one 4.6 to report the last 24 hours. And as well, Fiji here, no deep earthquakes to talk about. So very interesting. We were talking about all week the deep earthquakes that have been going on, expecting larger, shallower earthquakes to follow. Boom, we've seen some big ones this week across the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Let's have a quick look at the last 7 days across the world as we are bursting at the seams from the sunbeams and the conjunction with Venus, I'm sure. Large 6.6 there, China. Activity all over the world right now. Stay aware, prepared, have a plan, and be ready. Let's have a look at the Pacific Disaster Center, showing the most recent satellite imagery and the most recent volcanoes getting updated. Fuego in Guatemala, Sangay in Ecuador, Reventador in Ecuador, Sabancaya in Peru, Swiss and Najima, Japan, Nevadas de Ruiz in Colombia, Sheveluch, Russia, Kermisky in Russia, Luatolo, Indonesia, Barren Island, India, Popo in Mexico, Wolf Volcano, Ecuador. Large SO2 plume came from that. Stay tuned for the volcanic activity report coming this week. Have a quick look at satellite imagery. 2 tropical cyclones to talk about. Cody, who is going to be heading towards New Zealand, and as well Tiffany, who is already affecting parts of the Northern Territory and most likely will head into the middle of the continent. That's right. A cyclone heading into the middle of the continent, just like North America was experiencing. Oh boy, here we go. So yeah, looking at satellite imagery, large Pacific, Eastern Pacific low, upper level low with about 8 vortices underneath, low pressure systems, surface lows. It's not surprising that we saw all of this seismic activity across the Aleutian Islands as these systems were affecting the region. Atmospheric compression earthquakes. Overlooking the Atlantic, that large system still affecting Greenland. And then we've got some doozies here developing. Looking at windy.com here the next 7 days for windy models. Still showing a large low pressure system with a bunch of low surface lows underneath. But this thing is pretty much the size of North America. The intensity of these storms, the velocity, and as well the moisture has increased. Quite a situation coming for Sweden and parts of Eastern Europe. Sweden and Finland, you've got some extreme weather coming to you. You've got a big winter storm and strong surge here coming Saturday into Sunday. And that's going to slowly move east. And then in the southern hemisphere, total opposite. In the 7-day forecast, showing just a monstrous low pressure system coming in right underneath of Africa. 2 of them joining forces there. Like nothing I've ever seen coming out of windy.com, and as well the forecast models coming out of MeteoEarth. I mean, we are now in winter. And it is definitely showing outside as it is minus 11 right now. And by the end of the week, it's going to be up to minus 20. Home base, Ontario. That's right, high pressure ridge coming in. Not before a low quickly moves across, brings flurries across the Great Lakes. High pressure ridge is going to move in and keep us dry and cold right up until Sunday. But even the United States, minus double digits. Big low coming out of Calgary this week. And a big low pressure system here affecting northeastern United States and the Atlantic Canada. This is the one I was talking about yesterday. I wanted to show you the models. It's just an interesting low pressure system that comes out of nowhere. Look at that, right out of Bermuda. And it heads straight for Greenland. So that's tropical moisture, and you can see you're going to have snow on the backside of this big system in Newfoundland. Tropical moisture on the front going to Greenland. Intertropical convergence is everywhere. Interesting. Okay, overlooking the west coast, we do have 3 low-pressure systems heading into Alaska and then BC this week. And one of the lows coming out of Calgary is going to scoot right down the high-pressure ridge. It's going to have some strong winds equipped with it. And then watch as it heads to the Gulf and picks up a bunch of really warm moisture. You're going to have an extreme weather event coming to southeastern United States. Georgia, Florida, and then South Carolina, North Carolina. There's going to be a big nor'easter, I think. Having a look here over Europe, this is the low-pressure system I was talking about. Very large low-pressure center here, affecting all of Sweden, Finland, and western Russia. And it's going to throw snow as far down as Turkey. Extreme winds, heavy snowfalls. As well, you've got higher elevations here, snowfall through Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, overlooking Russia. Not much of a polar vortex hanging around over there. Cold temps are over on the other side of the planet right now. It was minus 58 in this region last week. Interesting low-pressure systems coming out of the Korean Gulf. Yet again, very curious about where their weather maker is in China. Having a look over Indonesia, daily evaporation rains. You got a cyclone here developing, heading out to the middle of the Indian Ocean. Will be a strong system. Overlooking Northern Territory, we will have Cyclone Tiffany. As I said, is going to be heading towards the middle of the continent here. Very strange, strong storm. Deep lower level trough. It's going to bring some extreme weather. So stay safe, aware, and prepared to the weather events around you. And then Tropical Cyclone Cody is going to be heading towards northern New Zealand. By Sunday, it'll be on your doorstep, most likely as a Category 2 cyclone. Hawaii, no major weather events heading your way. Pretty dry this week. Central America, just that interesting low coming out of Jamaica. South America, still have that atmospheric river for about 2 more days along the border with Brazil and Argentina. Other than that, daily evaporation rains. And then South Africa, we will have a situation here developing. Mozambique, Zimbabwe, big low pressure centered west of you and east of you. Long line of atmospheric moisture. An atmospheric river of moisture stretching from the middle of Africa down across Madagascar. Strange days indeed. We are definitely on the verge of the grand solar minimum. Sun effects, cycle 25. Sun cycle 25. Thanks for watching today. Leave it here looking at the southern hemisphere versus the northern, pointing out the major systems spinning around our planet right now. And this one for Sweden is a doozy. Thanks for watching today. Much love and prayers for humanity. Stay aware and prepared. Stay young and have fun. And get your daily dew. Bye-bye now. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family from across the world.